Hello everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel, and welcome back to the 1985 World Series in season ticket baseball. Game 3 of this World Series shifts us to Olympic Stadium in Montreal, Quebec, Canada for Game 3 of the World Series between the Detroit Tigers and the Montreal Expos. As Ben Witz is first to join us here at Olympic Stadium. I was about to say Tigers Stadium because that's where we've been for the last 2 games. Anyway, the Expos lead this series by a score of 2-0, and the way the Tigers have been playing, sorry to say it, Ben, but that 2-0 series lead isn't even that close. The Tigers left another 14 runners on base in Game 2. And forgive me for saying this, but you are not winning a lot when you leave that many runners on base. So we'll see what both teams are able to do tonight, as the Expos are looking to take a stranglehold on this series. Game 4, actually, it's hard to believe already, but this replay is going to finish. This replay could finish as late as Monday, or as early as tomorrow, depending on how the next few games go. But we will find out about all of that. And yes, indeed, they lost the 2 games at home, so Detroit's in deep trouble. Their bats need to wake up, basically right now. Problem is, they've got 2 big bats missing. They still are down Lou Whitaker until Game 4 tomorrow, but now they've lost Darrell Evans as well. He's out until Game 5, if the series gets that far. But we will find out if the series gets that far as we start playing here. But before we start playing, if the fans here at Olympic Stadium will please rise, remove your head coverings, we will have the playing of both national anthems. First up, we'll have the American National Anthem. And now, if the fans will kindly stay standing, we will have the playing of the Canadian National Anthem. Thank you for your indulgence with both anthems. And now, as the rest of the pregame festivities wrap up, I think we are all set to get into this one. So, let me get Digital Diamond all set to go, and we will jump in. Starting pitcher for the Montreal Expos tonight is their number 3 starter, Dan Schatzeder. 3-5 with a 3.80 ERA. 104 1/3 innings pitched, 64 strikeouts, 31 walks, 13 home runs in 85. And in order to try to get this series back to something resembling an even keel, let's meet the Tigers lineup charged with doing that. Leading off, we've got Tom Brookins at third base. Larry Herndon is in left field. Kirk Gibson is in right field. Doug Flynn is at second base. Chet Lemon is in center field. Lance Parrish is catching. Dave Bergman is at first base. Alan Trammell is at shortstop. And our starting pitcher, Walt Terrell, has a pitcher batting card. As now that we're in a National League park, now the Tigers don't get the benefit of the designated hitter. So we'll see if their offense wakes up or if an anemic offense continues to plague the Tigers, only getting worse with the designated hitter. Leading off without the designated hitter. Leading off for the Tigers is Tom Brookins, the third baseman. .237 average, 7 home runs, 47 RBIs in 85. We are using blue, white, and red dice tonight. Expos are the home team. Expos lead this World Series 2-0. Tigers need to wake up here. Fans at Olympic Stadium are absolutely savage tonight. There is not an empty seat to be found here at Olympic Stadium. Can the Tigers get back into this series, or will the Expos take a stranglehold on this 1985 World Series? Only the dice know for sure, and in order to find out what the dice know, we have to go to the first pitch. So Schatzeder will get the sign from Mike Fitzgerald, and on that note, he will set up, and we will go to the first pitch. We will lead off with a 392, and a 392 will be a ground ball over to shortstop. Hubie Brooks will get to that one. He will throw that over to Terry Francona at first. 1 out, and we are underway here at Olympic Stadium. Larry Herndon, now the batter for the Tigers. Hold on just a second. I just saw something here that I need to... Okay. I will deal with that later. That was a message I was getting for something on Sunday. Larry Herndon, the batter for the Tigers. .244 average, 12 home runs, 37 RBIs in 85. Schatzeder will get the sign from Fitzgerald. He will set, and here comes the pitch. That is a 446. Herndon against the lefty with a 446. That'll be grounded right back to Schatzeder. He will throw that over to Francona. 2 outs in the inning. Kirk Gibson, now the batter for the Expos, or for the Tigers. .287 average, 29 home runs, 97 RBIs in 85. Schatzeder will get the sign from Fitzgerald. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 435. And against a lefty of 435, Gibson's going to swing through the high heat for strike 3, inning over. 1, 2, 3 go the Tigers here in the top of the first. Those are words that Ben Witz and other Tiger fans are going to want to hear as little as possible tonight. Score is now Detroit 0, Montreal coming to bat. Yes, indeed, play ball. Starting pitcher for the Detroit Tigers tonight is Walt Terrell. 15-10 with a 3.85 ERA, 229 innings pitched, 130 strikeouts, 95 walks, 9 home runs in 85. And while the rest of the Tigers get loose behind Terrell, we will take our first look at the Expos starting lineup. Leading off tonight, we've got Herm Winningham in center field. Hubie Brooks is at shortstop. Tim Raines is in left field. Vance Law is at second base. UL Washington is at third base, and I've got my ratings-based defense ready to go. Andre Dawson is in right field. Terry Francona is at first base. Mike Fitzgerald is catching. And Dan Schatzeder, as I mentioned, has a pitcher batting card. We've already seen Schatzeder for the top of the first. And leading off for the Expos in the bottom of the first is Herm Winningham. .237 average, 3 home runs, 21 RBIs in 85. Terrell will look to Parrish for the sign. Olympic Stadium is electric already tonight. Terrell will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 391, and a 391 is going to be grounded over to second. Picking that one up is going to be Flynn. He will take his time, throw that over to first, out number 1. One out, and Hubie Brooks, now the batter for the Expos. 269 average, 13 home runs, 100 RBIs in 85. Terrell looking in at Parrish for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 167, and a 167 is going to be a base hit into center field. Brooks is not going to try to challenge that. He will be on with a one-out single. Tigers infield will move to double play depth, as the batter now is Tim Raines for the Expos. 320 average, 11 home runs, 41 RBIs in 85. Brooks, not a threat to steal against Terrell. He will hold. Terrell will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 677. That'll turn into a 687 because the home team's batting. And that is a base hit for Raines. He'll get a hold of one. Brooks will go to third. Raines will go to first. And the infield has got to play in. Batter now is Vance Law. 266 average, 10 home runs, 52 RBIs in 85. Brooks, just going to check arms real quick here. 2. Brooks is going to have to go on contact here. Fans at Olympic Stadium are loud. Parrish goes out to talk to Terrell, trying to calm him down. Terrell will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and here comes the pitch. That is a 595. That'll be a fly ball into right field. Going back for that is Gibson. 595. That'll be caught. Here comes the throw from Gibson. Brooks tagging up, and Brooks will score. The Expos take the lead. Oop, hang on. I just scored it on the wrong point. There we go. Just updating my score sheet here. Brooks will score. 2 outs in the inning. 1-0 Expos. Stadium cheers. Yay! UL Washington, now the batter though. 249 average, 1 home run, 17 RBIs in 85. That fly ball was just barely deep enough to score Brooks, but just barely works here. Terrell will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 284 against a switch left. 284 is going to be a fly ball into right field. Getting under that one is going to be Gibson. This time he'll make the catch again, but this time it's enough to retire the side. 1 run on 2 hits and a sacrifice fly. Montreal jumping out to an early 1-0 lead here after 1 at Olympic Stadium. And the question right here is, the way the Tigers are hitting, will that be enough for the Expos? As Doug Hunt now joins us here at Olympic Stadium. Schatzeder will finish up his warm-up tosses as Doug Flynn steps into the batter's box. 255 average, no home runs, 2 RBIs in 85. For those of you who might be wondering where Lou Whitaker is, Lou Whitaker strained his neck on a double play breaking slide that he was the victim of. He strained his neck, and he'll be out until Game 4. But it might very well be too late for the Tigers at that point. Schatzeder will look into Fitzgerald for the sign. Fans at Olympic Stadium are absolutely rabid tonight. Schatzeder will set, and he will pitch. That is a 499. And against a lefty, 499, Flynn's into one that's deep to left field. But Flynn has got a power of a 0. What can he do with this one? What he can do is just barely get under that one. That'll be a fly ball into left field. Back for that one is going to be Raines. He will make the catch for 1 out in the inning. Chet Lemon will step into the batter's box for the Tigers. 265 average, 18 home runs, 68 RBIs in 85. Schatzeder will get the sign from Fitzgerald. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 408 against a lefty. 408 is going to be grounded over to short. Brooks will grab that one, take his time, throw that over to first. 2 outs in the inning. You've got to think tonight the Expos are going to be playing this one very tight. They do not want funny business tonight. Lance Parrish, now the batter for the Tigers. 273 average, 28 home runs, 98 RBIs in 85. Schatzeder looking in at Fitzgerald for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 164, and a 164 is going to be a base hit. Parrish will get on with a single. Dave Bergman, now the batter at first base tonight. Darrell Evans is out with an injury as well. His injury was a broken nose from going after a foul ball in Game 2. 179 average, 3 home runs, 7 RBIs for Bergman in 85. Parrish looking on at first. Schatzeder will get the sign from Fitzgerald. He will set, and he will pitch. That will be a 645, and a 645 is going to be grounded over to second. Law will get that one. He'll throw that over to Brooks. That'll get Parrish, and that will retire the side. Nothing across except the single for the Tigers. Still 1-0 Expos as we head for the bottom of the second. Tigers trying to get back into this series with a win. Expos trying to take a stranglehold with a win tonight. Leading off for the Expos as Terrell finishes up his warm-up tosses is one Andre Dawson. 255 average, 23 home runs, 91 RBIs in 85. Expos lead Game 3, 1-0. Lead the series, 2-0. Terrell will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 664. Yep, that'll turn into a 674. That'll be a wild pitch, ball 1. We will do it again. This time it's a 140. And a 140 is going to be lifted into left field. Dawson gets under that one. Herndon will have an easy time with that. He'll track it down for the first out of the inning. Terry Francona will step into the batter's box with 1 out. 267 average, 2 home runs, 31 RBIs in 85. Terrell looking in at Parrish for the sign. He will set. That can actually go away. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 274 against a lefty. 274 is going to be a 544. That'll be over to second base Flynn, and that'll be a ground ball right to Flynn. He will take his time, throw that over to first. 2 outs in the inning. Mike Fitzgerald, now the batter for the Expos. 207 average, 5 home runs, 34 RBIs in 85. Terrell will look in at Parrish for the sign once again. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 243 against a righty. 243 is going to be grounded over to third. Grabbing that one for the Tigers is going to be Brookins. He will throw that across the diamond, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Expos here in the bottom of the second. Montreal still with a 1-0 lead after 2. Schatzeder will finish his warm-up tosses as Alan Trammell will step into the batter's box. 258 average, 13 home runs, 57 RBIs in 85. Schatzeder will look into Fitzgerald for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 394 and a 394. That's going to hit over to third base. Picking that one up is going to be Washington, right? Yes, Washington. And he's going to boot that one. Trammell will be safe on the E5. Schatzeder looking over to Washington like, what are you doing over there? We've got a World Series to take control of here. Walt Terrell stepping into the batter's box for the Tigers. Not a great bunt. I think they're going to try a hit and run here with... They're going to try a hit and run with Terrell. Let me get my charts out so I have my hit and run available to me. There we go. Got it. Okay. Schatzeder will look into Fitzgerald for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup. And here comes the pitch. That is a 695. Oh boy. 695 actually has a walk, which with a hit and run is going to be 2 strikes. So batter fouls off 2 pitches. That'll be 2 strikes, and the infield will have a normal play here. So here's the pitch. This time it's a 227 against a lefty. 227 is going to be grounded over to short. Brooks will grab that one. He'll run to second. That'll get Trammell. Then he'll make the throw over to first. That is in time. That'll be a G6-3 double play. 2 outs in the inning. Stadium cheers. Yay! Ben Witz groans. Ugh. Brookins, now the batter with 2 outs. Brookins is 0 for 1. Schatzeder will get the sign from Fitzgerald. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 360. And a 360 is going to be grounded over to short. Brooks will get that one, take his time, throw that over to first, side retired. Nothing across except the error for the Tigers. Score is still 1-0 Montreal as we head into the bottom of the third. Tigers definitely need to work on Tigers needed to work on not leaving men on base. That is not what they had in mind. Okay, good to know. I'll keep that in mind for hit and runs. I usually default to a power of a 0, but the problem is it might be a little bit hard to see. Terrell's got a bunt of a 1, so he's not a great bunter either. It was kind of going to be pick your poison there, I think. Either way, Terrell probably was not who you wanted to see at the plate anyway. Leading off is Dan Schatzeder. Schatzeder's actually got really good power for a pitcher. So maybe if he gets lucky on he bats lefty though, so maybe. Terrell will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and here comes the pitch. That is a 493. 493 based on an I rating of a 2. 493 is going to be a fly ball into left field. Going back for that one is going to be Herndon. He will make the catch. 1 out in the inning. We'll adjust the right one. Winningham, now the batter. Winningham's 0 for 1. Terrell looking in at Parrish for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 195. And a 195, that'll drop to the wall softly, but Winningham will be at second with a bloop double. Batter now with 1 out is Brooks. Brooks tonight is 1 for 1 with a single, and he scored the Expos' only run tonight. Winningham waits at second with the second run of the game. Terrell will get the sign from Parrish. Olympic Stadium, absolutely loud. Terrell will set, and he will pitch. That is a 120. That'll turn into a 320, and Brooks is getting it frozen by a curveball for strike 3, out number 2. That is a huge strikeout for Terrell. Stadium groans. Ugh. 2 outs, and Raines is now the batter. Raines is 1 for 1 with a single. He drove in Brooks. 1-0 Expos, bottom of the 3rd. Terrell gets the sign from Parrish. He will set, and he will pitch. 278 against a switch left. 278 is going to be a 538. Over to Bergman we're looking at on a 538. And that's going to be a base hit into right field. Winningham, what do they do with Winningham here? Actually, they're going to hold him at 3rd. Are they? So that's going to be at least a 1B8 or a 1B9. Actually, center or right? 278. 278 was against a switch left was a 538. So that is going to be into right field, right? Yes. And they're going to wave Winningham around. He's got a speed of 4 against Gibson's arm of 1. The Expos want to put another run on the board here. He's got to beat an 11 to the plate. And here comes the throw from Gibson. Winningham gets under it. He'll slide in safe, and the Expos will get another run. Raines will go to first. Winningham will score 2-0 in favor of the Expos. Stadium cheers. Yay! Here's Law. Law tonight is 0 for 1. 2-0 Expos, bottom of the 3rd. Expos lead the series by the same score. Terrell has got to shake that one off. He will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 101. That'll turn into a 301. And Law swings through a slider for strike 3. That will retire the side. 1 run on 2 hits. But the Expos now with a 2-0 lead after 3. And Tigers pitchers probably had 0 at-bats being in a DH league. Not surprising there. Philip Anderson now joins us here at Olympic Stadium. And Gibson, yeah. You can see Gibson's 1985 card right here. Arm in right field of a 1, center field of a 1, left field of a 0. So yeah. If the Expos might try to pick on Gibson a little bit on trying to run against him. Leading off for the Tigers in the top of the 4th is Herndon. Herndon tonight is 0 for 1. The Expos are trying to take command of this 1985 World Series. Tigers are trying to show something in this series. I'm beginning to think, though, they might have blown their load after avenging 1991 against Kansas City and then surviving a 7-game ALCS with California just to get here. Schatzeder will get the sign from Fitzgerald. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 570. That's into left field. Left field is Raines for the Expos, and that'll be a nice, easy fly ball. Raines will get under that one without any trouble. Make the catch. 1 out in the inning. Speaking of Gibson, he's now the batter. He's 0 for 1, though. This is probably where Ben likes to see Gibson is at the plate. Schatzeder, we're looking at Fitzgerald for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 132. That'll turn into a 332, and Gibson gets frozen by a slider for strike 3. That is out number 2. Gibson says, hey, that slider is out of bounds. The umpire says, no, you're out of bounds. You're also out. Go sit. 2 outs, and the batter now is Flynn. Flynn tonight is 0 for 1. He flew to left his first time up. Schatzeder looking in at Fitzgerald for the sign. Got to be feeling mighty good with a 2-0 lead. Schatzeder will set, and he will pitch. That is a 675. And a 675. Here comes the pitch inside. Plunk. Ouch. Schatzeder hits Flynn, and he will go to first on the hit batter. Batter now is Lemon for the Tigers with 2 outs. Lemon grounded out his first time up. Schatzeder will get the sign from Fitzgerald. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 205 against a righty that'll turn into a 405. And saved by the lefty, Lemon will be on with a 2-out walk. Batter now is Parrish with 2 outs. Parrish is 1 for 1 with a single tonight. Fitzgerald goes out to talk to Schatzeder on the mound. Says, hey, settle down. We've got a World Series here to take control of. Flynn edging off of second, Lemon off of first. Schatzeder looking to Fitzgerald for the sign. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 224 against a righty. 224 is going to be a base hit. It's going to be a base hit, and the Tigers will get on the board. Flynn will score. Lemon will go to second. Parrish to first. 2-1, favor of the Expos. Stadium groans. Ugh. That is the first run that the Tigers have scored since the bottom of the 9th of Game 1. Batter now is Bergman. Bergman tonight is 0 for 1. Expos still lead 2-1. Schatzeder will get the sign from Fitzgerald. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 204. That'll turn into a 404 against a lefty, and Bergman will walk the bases loaded. And suddenly, the bases are full of kitty cats. Batter now is Trammell. Trammell tonight reached on an error. Fitzgerald goes out and talks to Schatzeder once again. The Tigers' offense has been awful, to put it mildly, with runners in scoring position. Ben is probably biting his nails right now. Schatzeder will get the sign from Fitzgerald. Fans at Olympic Stadium are loud. Schatzeder will set, and he will pitch. That is a 557. That's into left field. Rains. Right? Rains, yep. And that's going to drop at the wall, and that's going to be a bases clearing double. That is what the Tigers needed. Bases are going to empty. Trammell will go to second. Tigers take the lead 4-2. Stadium barfs. Blech. Terrell, now the batter. That is a huge 3 RBI double by Trammell. Terrell tonight is 0 for 1. Schatzeder does not, the fans at Olympic Stadium can't believe it. Schatzeder will get the sign from Fitzgerald. 4-2 Tigers all of a sudden. Schatzeder will set, and he will pitch. That is a 5-11 actually. That'll be right back to Schatzeder. He will get that. He'll take his time, throw that over to first, and that will retire the side. What a huge inning for the Tigers, though. 4 runs on 2 hits, 2 walks, and a hit batter. The Tigers now, with a 4-2 lead as we get set for the bottom of the 4th. I suspect Ben Witz is a very happy Tiger fan right about now. But he probably shouldn't be relaxing until this lead grows for the Tigers, because we know how clutch the Montreal Expos are in these games. And yes, they are finally converting runners into runs. Leading off for the Expos is Washington. Washington's 0 for 1. He flew out his first time up. Terrell knows he's got to protect this lead like fine china, because the Tigers could very easily lose it. Terrell will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 116. That'll turn into a 316. And Washington gets frozen by a changeup for strike 3. That is out number 1. Batter now is Dawson. Dawson tonight is 0 for 1. Fans at Olympic Stadium are rabid, hoping the Expos can get these runs back. Terrell will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 541. That's over to second base, Flynn. And that'll be a ground ball to his right, but he'll get to it easily. He'll make the throw over to first. 2 outs in the inning. Two outs, and the batter now is Francona. Francona tonight is 0 for 1. Terrell gets the sign from Parrish. Tigers now with a 4-2 lead. Terrell will set, and he will pitch. That is a 585. That's into center field. Going back for that is Lemon, and a 585 is going to be a fly ball right to him. Lemon will make that on the run. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Expos here in the bottom of the 4th. Detroit now with a 4-2 lead after 4. But as I said earlier, there is still a ton of baseball left to play in this one. Top of the 5th brings us back to the top of the Tigers order. Here's Brookins. Brookins is 0 for 2 tonight. Schatzeder knows he blew a 2-0 lead. It's now 4-2 Tigers, top of the 5th. Schatzeder will get the sign from Fitzgerald. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 156. And that'll be a fly ball into right field. Dawson coming in for that one. He'll make the catch on the run. 1 out in the inning. Herndon, now the batter. Herndon is 0 for 2 tonight. Schatzeder will get the sign from Fitzgerald once again. Fans at Olympic Stadium are loud. Schatzeder will set, and he will pitch. That is a 339. And Herndon's going to swing through a changeup for strike 3, out number 2. Gibson, now the batter. Gibson is 0 for 2. He's struck out twice tonight. Schatzeder will get the sign from Fitzgerald. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 405. And against a lefty, that'll be a walk. Gibson will work a 2-out walk as Schatzeder loses control of the heat on the outside corner. That's ball 4. Batter now is Flynn. Flynn tonight is 0 for 1. He's been hit by a pitch. Fans at Olympic Stadium hoping Schatzeder can get out of the inning. Schatzeder will get the sign from Fitzgerald, and he will deal. That is a 219. Against a righty at 219. That's going to be a base hit for Flynn. He will get on with a single to extend the inning. Batter now is Lemon. Lemon tonight is 0 for 1 with a walk. Gibson at second, Flynn at first. Schatzeder trying to get out of this inning. He will get the sign from Fitzgerald. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 564. That'll be over to Brooks at shortstop, and that'll be a ground ball right to him. He'll take his time, throw that over to first, and that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, 1 walk. The Tigers not able to do anything else with it, but they've done plenty to have a 4-2 lead at the halfway point heading into the bottom of the 5th. Bottom of the 5th at the halfway point. Batter now is Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald tonight is 0 for 1. Terrell trying to keep control of this game. We're actually going to get some activity in the Expos bullpen as starting to get loose from Montreal. Let's see. That was Lemon. So righty, lefty, righty. The Expos are going to get Floyd Humans warming up in the bullpen. Coming back to the bottom of the fifth, Terrell. I just put the dice down. Terrell will get the sign from Parrish. 4-2 Tigers, bottom of the fifth. Terrell will set, and he will pitch. That is a 168. And a 168 is going to be a base hit into center field. Fitzgerald will hold it first. Infield will go to double play depth. Batter now is Schatzeder. Schatzeder tonight is 0 for 1. Actually, I think the corners are going to come in, expecting Schatzeder to lay down the bunt. He's going to square around to show the bunt. Terrell will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, he will pitch, and here's the bunt. Let's see. That's going to be a 4, we'll call that. So 10, 16, 22. 22 on the bunt is going to be a good sacrifice. That'll be over to third base. The only play that Brookins will have is over to first. 1 out in the inning as Fitzgerald goes to second. Batter now is Winningham. Winningham tonight is 1 for 2 with a double. Fitzgerald on at second. Terrell will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 282. Against a lefty, 282 is going to be a fly ball into right field. Gibson coming in for that one. He will make the catch. 2 outs in the inning. Batter now is Brooks. Brooks tonight is 1 for 2 with a single. Terrell trying to get out of the inning with no damage. He will get the sign from Parrish. Fans at Olympic Stadium are loud, hoping they can get Fitzgerald home. Terrell will set, and he will pitch. That is a 689. That'll turn into a 699, and that'll be a walk, as Terrell will lose control of a changeup for ball 4. Brooks will reach with a 2-out walk. Batter now is Raines. Raines tonight is 2 for 2 with 2 singles. Parrish going out to talk to Terrell, trying to tell him to calm down. Terrell will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, here's the kick, and here comes the pitch. That is going to be a 640. That'll turn into a 650. And be a ground ball over to second. Flynn will get that one. He'll throw that over to Trammell. That'll get Brooks, and that will retire the side. Stadium groans. Ugh. A hit, a walk, and a sacrifice hit, but the Expos can't do anything with it. Score is still 4-2 Detroit after 5. We're also going to get some activity in the Tigers bullpen, as getting loose for the Tigers is going to be, let's see, righty switch righty. They don't want to go to, do they want to go to a long reliever now? I think they do. The Tigers are going to get Juan Behringer warming up. Leading off the top of the sixth for the Tigers is Parrish. Parrish tonight is 2 for 2 with 2 singles. Humans continuing to throw in the bullpen for the Expos. 4-2 Tigers, top of the sixth. Tigers trying to get back into this series with a huge win. Expos trying to take a stranglehold. Schatzeder will get the sign from Fitzgerald. He will set, and here comes the pitch. That is a 371. And that'll be popped up to first base. Calling everybody off in the infield grass is going to be Francona. He will make the catch for out number 1. Bergman stepping into the batter's box. Bergman's 0 for 1 with a walk. Schatzeder gets the sign from Fitzgerald. 1 out in the inning. Olympic Stadium is still a madhouse. Schatzeder will set, and he will pitch. That is a 664. And that'll be grounded over to first base. Francona will get that one. He'll throw that over to Schatzeder, coming over to cover. 2 outs in the inning. Trammell, now the batter. Trammell cleared the bases with a double his last time up, right? Yes. Trammell cleared the bases with a double and gave the Tigers the lead. Schatzeder will look in at Fitzgerald for the sign. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 566 over to shortstop. That'll be a base hit, as that'll get by Brooks into left field. Trammell will hold with the single. That'll also be the first point of pitcher fatigue against Brooks. Or against Schatzeder. Terrell is going to come out of the game. The Tigers are going to go to the bench. I'm just going to make a note in my score sheet here. And coming in to pinch hit for the Tigers, for Terrell, is going to be Alejandro Sanchez. The Tigers are going to go righty on lefty for this one. 248 average, 6 home runs, 12 RBIs in 85. Trammell on at first. Schatzeder trying to get out of the inning. Schatzeder due to bat, actually not due to bat this inning. He will get the sign from Fitzgerald. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 343. And Sanchez is going to swing through the high heat. Strike 3. That will retire the side. Nothing across except the single for the Tigers. Score is still 4-2 Tigers heading into the bottom of the 6th. Just going to check my timers real quick. Oh, I didn't realize that finished already. All right, Tigers are going to need a new pitcher once I come back from a small break. I need to go check on laundry, so bear with me. right, we are back. Tigers, as I mentioned, need a pitcher. Coming in to pitch for the Tigers, once Digital Diamond decides it wants to cooperate with me, there's going to be Juan Beringer, 5-6 with a 5.59 ERA, 95 innings pitched, 82 strikeouts, 48 walks, 12 home runs in 85. Batter now is Law. Law tonight is 0 for 2. Beringer looking in at Parrish for the sign. Tigers with a 4-2 lead. Beringer's job is to protect that lead. Beringer will set, and he will pitch. That is a 240 against a righty. 240. Law's going to get frozen by a curveball for strike 3. That is out number 1. Washington is going to come out of the game at third base. The Expos are going to go to the bench. Coming in to pinch hit and take over at third base for Washington is going to be Tim Wallach. 260 average, 22 home runs, 81 RBIs in 85. Beringer will get the sign from Parrish. Fans at Olympic Stadium are loud. Beringer will set, and he will pitch. That is a 426 against a righty, a 426. That's going to be grounded over to short. Grabbing that one is going to be Trammell. He will make the play for 2 outs in the inning. Two outs, and Dawson now the batter. Dawson is 0 for 2 tonight. Beringer looking in at Parrish for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 314. And Dawson's going to get frozen by the high heat for strike 3. That will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Expos here in the bottom of the 6th. Detroit with a 4-2 lead after 6. Camera aim went down a bit. Scoreboard is cut off. You sure it's cut off, Ben? It still looks good to me in shot. Let me just adjust the camera a little bit. Scoreboard still looks like it's in shot, Ben. I guess I'm not... Okay, we got that sorted out. So the Expos need a pitcher as... Browser has scrolled down a bit. Okay. Oh, no, I know what the problem is. Actually, we've got 2 problems we need to fix here. First, we need Wallach to take over at third base, which he's going to. Come on. So Wallach is going to take over at third base, and Schatzeder is coming out of the game. He currently leaves with the L. Terrell is currently eligible for the win in this one. Coming in to pitch for the Expos, though, they want a little bit of long relief here. So the Expos are going to go The Expos are going to go to Floyd Humans. 4-3 with a 2.45 ERA. 77 innings pitched, 54 strikeouts, 49 walks, 3 home runs, and 85. He will start with the top of the Tigers' order. Here's Brookins. Brookins tonight is 0 for 3. Was on your end. Okay, cool. Now that we got that sorted out, we can bring it back to you. Whoops. Perfect timing there. I forgot I had my timer app still open. That's another laundry break, so bear with me while I go get that. Hopefully that'll about do it for the announcers at Herpaderp interruptions. But let me adjust the camera down just a little bit now that we've got Ben's scoreboard issues sorted out. That just gave Humans a little bit more time to get his warm-up tosses in as he gets ready for Brookins to lead off the 7th. Expos trying to hold this game right where it is. Humans will get the sign from Fitzgerald. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 4-14, and a 4-14 against a righty. Brookins is going to line that to third. Wallach will put up his glove. Pow! Ball will slam into it for the first out of the inning. Herndon, now the batter. Herndon is 0 for 3. Humans, looking in at Fitzgerald for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 5-23. That'll get popped up behind the plate. Fitzgerald going after that one. He will make that catch, and that is out number 2. Batter now is Gibson with 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Gibson is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts and a walk. Humans looking in at Fitzgerald for the sign. Fans at Olympic Stadium are loud. Humans will set, and he will pitch. That is a 4-53 against a righty. 4-53. That'll be a base hit for Gibson. He will continue the inning. He'll get that one into center field. Batter now is Flynn with 2 outs. Flynn tonight is 1 for 2 with a single, and he's been hit by a pitch. Humans trying to get out of this inning. He will get the sign from Fitzgerald. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 125. And that's going to be a 2-out walk as Humans loses control of a slider for ball 4. Batter now is Lemon with 2 outs. Lemon is 0 for 2. He has a walk tonight, though. 2 outs. Gibson on second. Flynn at first. Humans trying to stop the inning. He will get the sign from Fitzgerald. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 151. That'll be a wild pitch. That is not going to stop the inning. Everybody moves up. That is ball 1. We will pitch again. A 161. That's going to be a walk, and the bases are full of kitty cats. Humans having control issues tonight. Not a good time. Batter now is Parrish. Parrish tonight is 2 for 3 with 2 singles. Fitzgerald going out to talk to Humans, telling him, hey, settle down. We've got to keep this right where it is. We need to take control of this World Series. Humans will get the sign from Fitzgerald. Fans at Olympic Stadium are loud, but very, very nervous. Humans will set, and he will pitch. That is a 186. And a 186 is going to be another wild pitch. That is his second wild pitch of the inning. Gibson will score. Gibson will score on the wild pitch. Everyone else moves up. 5-2 Tigers. Stadium barfs. Bleh. That is also ball 1. We will do that again. This time it's a 350. And a 350 is going to be a base hit on the infield, and the Tigers are going to extend their lead. Flynn will score. Lemon will go to third. Flynn will score. Lemon to third. Parrish to first. 6-2 Tigers. Stadium barfs. Blah. Here's Bergman. Bergman is 0 for 2 with a walk. We're going to get some activity in the Expos bullpen. Righty. The Expos are going to get Gary Lucas warming up, just in case Humans can't get out of this inning. Humans will get the sign from Fitzgerald. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 125. And a 125 is going to be another walk. And the bases once again are full of kitty cats, and that is probably going to be it for Humans. Trammell, now the batter, and that is going to be it for Humans. He is going to come out of the game after a disastrous 2/3 of an inning. As the bases are full of kitty cats once again. And yes, the Tigers will take the wild pitch. They need to get runs here by any means necessary. And coming in to pitch for the Expos, goodness gracious. Is going to be Gary Lucas. 6-2 with a 3.19 ERA. 67 2/3 innings pitched. 31 strikeouts. 24 walks. 6 home runs in 85. His job is to get Trammell out and stop this rally. Lucas will get the sign from Fitzgerald. Fans at Olympic Stadium can't believe what they've seen tonight. Lucas will set, and he will pitch. That is a 138. And a 138 is going to be a fly ball into center field. Getting under that one is going to be winning him. He will make the catch. That will retire the side. But not before a terrible inning by Humans almost puts the game out of reach. 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 walks, and 2 wild pitches. Score is now 6-2 Tigers as we get set for the 7th inning stretch. Sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." I will take a small break. Tigers are looking to turn the series around. They'll have a chance to continue turning the series around in Game 4 tomorrow night, as we will be right back here at Olympic Stadium. Jack Morris will be going for the Tigers, and Brent Smith will be going for the Expos. The question is, are the Expos going to be trying to clinch the series, or are the Tigers going to try to tie it at 2 and force a best of 3? We're going to get some more activity in the Expos bullpen, as that did not go the way they wanted it to. Starting to get loose for the Expos in the bullpen is going to be see, that was Trammell, probably righties. The Expos are going to get Jack O'Connor warming up. Behringer finishes up his warm-up tosses. Batter now is Francona. Francona tonight is 0 for 2. Behringer knows he's got to protect this 6-2 lead fiercely. He will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 456 against a righty. That's not going to help because Francona is going to smack that one into right field. That'll get to the wall behind Gibson, and Francona will be safe at second on a leadoff double. Batter now is Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald tonight is 1 for 2 with a single. Behringer has got to shake that one off. He will get the sign from Parrish. Fans at Olympic Stadium are back into it. Behringer will set, and he will pitch. That is a 561. That'll be grounded over to shortstop. That'll be Trammell, and that'll be a ground ball right to him. Trammell will throw that over to first for out number 1. Francona will make third on the play. Lucas is going to come out of the game. The Expos are going to go to the bench. I just need to decide who they're bringing in against Behringer. Coming in to pinch hit for the Expos is going to be Mitch Webster. 274 average, 11 home runs, 30 RBIs in 85. He will come in to pinch hit against Behringer. Behringer will get the sign from Parrish. Infield's going to play back. They want the out. Behringer will set, and he will pitch. That is a 478 against a righty. 478 is going to be a fly ball into center field. Getting under that is Lemon. He's going to make the catch for the second out of the inning. Here comes the throw. Francona's tagging up. Francona slides in. He is safe at the plate. The Expos cut this lead down to 3. So Webster is going to fly out. Francona will score. And it is now 6-3 in favor of the Tigers. I'm going to put him to the side for the time being. He is coming into the game, though. Here's Winningham. Winningham tonight is 1 for 3. He's got a double. Behringer will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 194, and a 194 is a bloop single for Winningham. He will get on with a single. Batter now is Brooks. Brooks tonight is 1 for 2 with a single and a walk. Behringer gets the sign from Parrish. Fans at Olympic Stadium are loud. Behringer will set, and he will pitch. That is a 243 against a righty. 243 is going to be a swing and a miss by Brooks. That will retire the side as Behringer gets him to chase a changeup. 1 run on 2 hits, a sacrifice fly makes the score 6-3 Tigers after 7. Expos are going to need a pitcher, but they're going to bring Webster into the game as well. Bench. Actually, I think the way I've got to do this is I've got to make the pitching change first. Actually, let me see if I can do it this way. Nope, I gotta make the pitching change first. There we go. Okay, now that we've got all that straight, my apologies for the delay there. Webster will take over in center field for Winningham. His day will be done. Coming in to pitch for the Expos will be Jack O'Connor. 0-2 with a 4.94 ERA, 23 2/3 innings pitched, 16 strikeouts, 13 walks, 1 home run in 85. And leading off the top of the 8th for the Tigers, Behringer is they're actually going to have Behringer hit. They'd like to get 1 more inning out of him before they turn it over to the bullpen. So Juan Behringer is going to bat. Yep. Okay. Before they turn it over to the bullpen, O'Connor will get the sign from Fitzgerald. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 352. That'll be based on his contact rating of a 0, and that'll be a called strike 3 on Behringer. He will get frozen by a changeup for strike 3, out number 1. Up. 1 out, and here's Brookins. Brookins tonight is 0 for 4. O'Connor looking in at Fitzgerald for the sign. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 133. 333 is going to be a fly ball into center field. Back for that one is Webster, the new right fielder, the new center fielder. He will make the catch for out number 2. Herndon, now the batter. Herndon is 0 for 4 tonight. Tigers have managed to shell the Expos a bit tonight. O'Connor will get the sign from Fitzgerald. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 552. That'll be over to third base for Wallach, and that'll be a ground ball to his left. He'll get to that one, take his time, throw it across the diamond, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Tigers here in the top of the 8th. Score is now 6-3 Tigers as we get set for the bottom of the 8th. Expos looking at the heart of their order as Behringer finishes up his warm-up tosses. Here's Raines. Raines tonight is 2 for 3 with 2 singles. We're going to get some activity in the Tigers' bullpen as the Tigers are going to get a couple of options loose. And let's see, mostly righties. Okay. So if Behringer gets into trouble, they're going to have Bob Stoddard coming in. They're going to Bob started warming up. If the Tigers are able to hold on here, Willie Hernandez will come in to pitch the 9th. We'll see what happens with Behringer. Behringer in the first few batters in this inning, though. Behringer will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and here comes the pitch. That is a 1-0-2. That'll turn into a 3-0-2. And Raines gets frozen by a slider for strike 3. That is out number 1. Batter now is Law. Law tonight is 0 for 3. Behringer will get the sign from Parrish. Tigers trying to hold on to this 3-run lead. Behringer will set, and he will pitch. That is a 176. 176 is a wild pitch. Ball 1, we will do it again. This time it's a 291. And against a righty, 291. Uh-oh. Law's into one. That's deep to left field. Law with a power of a 4. What does he do with this one? Law's going to lift that one into left field. Going back for that one is going to be Herndon. He's not quite to the track, but he'll have plenty of time. He'll have plenty of room to track that down. 2 outs in the inning. Batter now is Wallach. Wallach tonight is 0 for 1. 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. We're going to get some activity in the Expos bullpen as lefty, righty, righty. The Expos are going to get lefty, righty, righty. The Expos are going to get David Palmer warming up. Behringer will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 644. That'll turn into a 654 and be a ground ball over to third. Grabbing that is going to be Brookins. He will take his time, throw that over to first, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Expos here in the bottom of the 8th. Score is now still 6-3 Detroit after 8. O'Connor will come out to start the 9th. That is what the Expos needed, but unfortunately, 1, 2, 3 by the Expos is what the Tigers needed there. Leading off the top of the 9th, we've got the heart of the Tigers order. Here's Gibson. Gibson tonight is 1 for 3 with a single and a walk. O'Connor will get the sign from Fitzgerald. 6-3 Tigers, top of the 9th. Olympic Stadium is loud. O'Connor will set, and he will pitch. That is a 608. And a 608. That'll be a called strike 3 on Gibson as he's frozen by the high heat. Out number 1. Third strikeout on the night by Gibson. And here's Flynn with 1 out. Flynn tonight is 1 for 2 with a single. Oh, he has also walked and been hit by a pitch. O'Connor looking into Fitzgerald for the sign. He will set, and here comes the pitch. That is a 617. 617. Flynn's going to swing through a changeup for strike 3. Out number 2. Batter now is Lemon. Lemon tonight is 0 for 2 with 2 walks. O'Connor looking in at Fitzgerald for the sign. He will set, and here comes the pitch. That is a 683. 683. That's going to be a base hit for Lemon. He will get on to continue the inning. Batter now is Parrish. Parrish tonight is 3 for 4 with 3 singles. That's also the first point of pitcher fatigue on O'Connor. O'Connor will get the sign from Fitzgerald. Fans at Olympic Stadium are nervous. O'Connor will set, and he will pitch. That is a 132. 332. Parrish is going to get frozen by a changeup for strike 3, inning over. Nothing across except a single for the Tigers, as it is still 6-3 Detroit heading into the bottom of the ninth, where we will have the age-old question to answer of, will we see some ninth inning magic? Behringer is going to come out of the game. The Tigers do not want any funny business tonight. Coming in to pitch for the Tigers, the Tigers want the closer as they're going to try to get back into this series. The Tigers are going to Willie Hernandez, 8-10 with 31 saves, 2.70 ERA, 106 and 2/3 innings pitched, 76 strikeouts, 14 walks, 13 home runs, and 85. Leading off is Dawson. Dawson tonight is 0 for 3. You kind of think he's due. Hernandez will look in at Parrish for the sign. Fans at Olympic Stadium are loud, hoping the Expos can pull off some ninth inning magic. Hernandez will set, and he will pitch. That is a 373, and a 373 is going to get popped up in foul territory. Bergman will go into foul territory for that one. He will make the catch, 1 out in the inning. Francona is going to come out of the game. The Expos are going to pinch hit for him. Coming in to pinch hit for Francona is going to be Andres Galarraga. 187 average, 2 home runs, 4 RBIs, and 85. Hernandez looking in at Parrish for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is going to be a 303, and Galarraga swings through the changeup for strike 3, out number 2. And the last chance for the Expos, is it going to come to Mike Fitzgerald? No. Fitzgerald is going to come out of the game as well. The last chance for the Expos tonight is going to come, also taking over if this game goes any further, is going to be Sal Butera. 200 average, 3 home runs, 12 RBIs, and 85. If Hernandez gets this out, we've suddenly got a new series. Butera gets on, we will see a pinch hitter for O'Connor. Olympic Stadium is loud. Hernandez gets the sign from Parrish. He will set, and here comes the pitch. That is a 616. That'll turn into a 626 and be popped up on the infield. Flynn getting under that one in the infield grass. He will call everybody off, put out his glove, blop, and the ball falls into it. That's your game. The Detroit Tigers do something nobody else has done in this postseason. They walk into Olympic Stadium and beat the Montreal Expos by a final score of 6-3. And that will give the Expos, that'll mean the Expos now have a 2-1 series lead. Stadium groans. Ugh. Final line score coming up. That was a gigantic win for the Tigers, to put it mildly. For the Tigers, 6 runs on 8 hits and no errors. For the Expos, 3 runs on 7 hits and 1 error. Winning pitcher tonight is Walt Terrell. He will get the win. Dan Schatzeder will end up with the loss. Willie Hernandez will get his 5th save of the postseason, and Juan Berenger will have a hold. And the Expos now have a 2-1 series lead. Believe going to the bench has worked well for at least one of those teams. Usually it's the Expos that it's worked for, but apparently tonight it was the Tigers. But we could very well be looking at a brand new series going into Game 5 into the weekend, which is where we'll be starting on Friday night with Game 4 of this World Series, as it'll be Jack Morris on the mound for the Tigers, Bryn Smith on the mound for the Expos. Saturday, Mystical Munchies will start out of the Can You Take the Heat cookbook with the appetizer, Blackjack Lanza's Mandarin Orange and Rice Noodle Salad. Sunday, we're going to be starting the spring campaign in Arkham Horror, the card game, with the first scenario, Ice and Death. Wednesday, we're doing a ticker test with Stratomatic Hockey. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care, everyone. The Detroit Tigers take advantage of a 4-run 4th inning to get the first win for a visiting team at Olympic Stadium in Game 3 of the World Series, 6-3. The Expos lead the series 2-1. Once again, take care, and I will see you guys tomorrow night.